At around the time of the Mike Bickle scandal regarding International House of Prayer, I was inspired to post a meme about the Lord firing the old guard. And a part of that coming to me was when I heard Dr. Michael Brown coming to defense of Mike Bickle as opposed to standing up for righteousness. When the Israelites were worshiping a golden idol, when Moses was with the Lord, when Moses came down from Mount Sinai, he asked a question: who was on the Lord's side? As a minister, and especially a senior minister or a prophet, it is important to be on the Lord's side, because the moment you stray away from that, you run the risk of becoming like a King Saul, where the Lord may allow you to stay in a position, but you have been effectively fired. So Dr. Michael Brown and others, one of the mistakes they made is that they were telling people, the congregants of International House of Prayer, also known as IHOP, to not listen to the naysayers, and making it seem as if those who were on the outside were saying things, they were making false accusations, that they were accusers of the brethren. Of course, in 2024, some things about Dr. Michael Brown came out, along with others who were defending what was being exposed at IHOP. And then lo and behold, what is going on at Daystar? Perry Stone put his foot in his mouth regarding some alleged prophecies. It points to Nehemiah 6, where Nehemiah was doing the work of the Lord. And there were prophets who would come and prophesy against him, but they were prophets for hire. And eventually, the Lord's judgment would come upon them. So, me saying all this is not one of those I told you so, but it is something to look out for. Because the moment a person, and I'll even say the moment you decide you're going to stand up for unrighteousness, you're going to try to be a buffer between someone and God's correction, then you are going to be judged along with those individuals. So part of how people fall is that when it comes time to stand up for righteousness' sake, they stand up for the corrupt. They stand up for those who are their friends, as opposed to being a friend of God. So yes, the old guard, they're getting fired left and right. Unfortunately, that's what it takes sometimes for the Lord to remove an Eli to raise up a Samuel, for him to take down a King Saul, to put a David in their place. And as I've been inspired to say many times, if you're one of those who replaces the old guard, learn from them. Do not repeat the negative things from their old ways, and ensure that you always stand up for righteousness' sake. You always stand up for one person and one person only, and that is the Lord Jesus Christ, and ensure that you're always on his side. Because if you're not for him, you are against him. And that means he will be against you. That's a place you really want to be in. So choose your friends wisely and ensure that first and foremost, you're a friend of God above all.